poppin' YouTube fam? This is your boy J Money here, bringing you guys combo tutorial for World Chalice. Yes sir, yes sir. A lot of you guys hit me up talking about World Chalice being dead because Union Carrier getting banned, and I'm here to tell you that is further from the truth. There's always been a second way to do these combos. It just hasn't really been performed very much. That's about it. So not a lot of eyes were on it. Anyway, so the deck is still, like, it has its place, right? Like, we know this. However, the main issue is still we have only one called by, and we keep losing our other tools that make the deck resilient. You know, we lost Link Cross, so we weren't able to do our set up Arclight before we even committed to anything, and all that stuff. There's a lot of, so it's like we're getting to a point where it's just like, oh, it's losing its resiliency, and its options comes from generic stuff. We've known this since the deck's release. And anytime something is generic and good at the same time, it's probably going to get hit by the ban list. So it sucks. It sucks. That's all I know. Until we get like Ib back or Brilliant Fusion back, it's a really rough hill. It's a really rough uphill battle. But anyway, I know you guys want to see the combo, so let's get it. Alrighty folks, here we are back in the laboratory once again. Feels good to play on this mat again. Feels good to play with this field center again. Feels so good to play the Ib sleeves again. And of course it feels so good to play this deck again. I heard you guys, a lot of you guys hit me up after the ban list because Union Carrier getting banned, thinking, okay, the combo strings for this deck are gone. They are not. There's always been a second line of play, or a second way to play out the combos. Players just haven't really Parsas has a second effect. Let me explain. You can pitch a card from your hand to add a fairy whose effect lists Sanctuary of the Sky in its text, or if you already have Sanctuary of the Sky on the field, you can add any fairy. But since we do not have the field spell on field, we have to add a card that lists Ancient Sanctuary of the Sky in its text. So, Master Hyperion fits that bill. Why are we doing this? Well, we'll get to that in just a second. Trickstar Mandrake's effect activates, though. If it's sent from the hand of the grave, you can summon it. Okay? Now, we can summon Master Hyperion by banishing an ancient monster from hand, deck, or graveyard. This is why we play why we keep the Venus in the graveyard for this moment. Now, Asmodeus has another really nifty effect, where if it is when this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, so it does miss timing, but that doesn't matter, you can summon 2 tokens, one Asmo token and one Diaz token. They're different stats, and one can't be destroyed by battle, and then the other can't be destroyed by card effect, but that does not matter. All that matters is that we're generating bodies. Hyperion lets me banish a light fairy from the grave to target a card on the field and destroy it. Being the Asmodeus, now its effect activates, and I get those 2 tokens. Well, Legacy tokens, guys. Finally! These cards look so beautiful. Anyway, we are going to take Mandrake, this is banished one at least field, and a token, and we're going to make an IP Masquerena. No big deal. Now, we're going to take this IP Masquerena and the Hyperion, and we're going to make an Ib. This is looking familiar, isn't it? Take that, make a Link Spider. We're going old school, gentlemen. We're going to take that Ib and then Link Spider, and we're going to make a Ningirsu. It's not a World Chalice deck without Ningirsu, is it? So, anyway, we are going to activate Ningirsu's effect to Chainlink 1. Ib is going to be Chainlink 2, summoning this leaf from our hand. We're going to summon it, and then we're going to draw 2 cards. If anything important comes up, then we're going to put it back to the bottom. Nothing did, so we're good. So, now, Release Effect activates, allowing us to add a World Legacy World Chalice from our deck to our hand. Right? Now, from here, we're going to pretend like nothing in our hand can be activated, so we're going to do this properly. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to attribute the Leaf, World Legacy World Chalice, right? And we are going to take both the Mduck and the other one and make Appaloosa. Now, take Ningirsu and World Legacy World Chalice, and we are going to make Codebreaker Virus Swordsman. Now, in a situation like this, you typically have another monster in your hand, and you would have already sent it to add Leaf back to your hand, and you would have summoned the Leaf from your hand and done other things, and probably have saved the World Legacy World Chalice, and you would have summoned it. So actually, you know what I am going to do? I'm going to keep the World Legacy World Chalice on the field, and this acts as your monster. This acts as your Leaf summon, whatever. So what we are going to do, this is on the field still, is we're going to summon the Chosen and link it off instead. Oh, whoa, we can't even do that. It's 2 effect monsters. Never mind. So we're going to use this anyway. This is going to activate effect Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, so we can chain block and good stuff. We're going to summon the... Get this out. We're going to summon Beckon. We're going to summon Guard Dragon. The 0 Day comes out. Alright. And we are going to... Ooh, okay, yeah. That's fine. These 2. Then we're going to make Berserker. Its effect's going to activate, and that's going to allow us to summon back a 0 Day. Alright. And Virus Swordsman. Good stuff, good stuff. This is all in the graveyard. Yes. Okay, now, from here, what you're going to end up doing is, okay, you're going to take both of these, Yeah, take these two. This is tricky. Okay, hold up. Simply because the 0 days here clogging his own. I know I played this correctly at some point. I linked the World Legacy World Chalice off in there. Appaloosa. Yes, that's what it was. Okay, makes sense. I did my Codebreaker stuff over here, then made Appaloosa so I could have the arrows still and do my stuff. But again, we have the extra body, so it doesn't even matter in the grand scheme of things. So what we are going to do is we're going to turn these two into a live. This is World Legacy World Chalice hit the graveyard. Oh, hold up. We still need link arrows. Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. Okay. What we are going to do actually is we're gonna overlay these two and make Tornado Dragon right away. Okay. Now we're gonna activate Emergency Teleport. We're gonna summon Chosen. Now what we're going to do is we're going to link this in the Berserker into Artifact Dagda. Now we're going to use Liv's effect, and that is going to allow us to use Dagda's effective response, set Artifact Scythe, and we're going to set World Legacy Sorrow. Okay? Now, we are going to activate World Chalice Guard Dragon's effect. We're going to banish it, target a vanilla summon it. And we get to link these two off into a Nightmare Phoenix. Okay, so we now have the co-link necessary for Sorrow. Appaloosa is going to have all of its negates since they won't be able to run it over. Now, I did misplay a little bit, and you could say that the E-Telly for the Chosen kind of bailed me out. However, even without the E-Telly, how this would have worked, we would have done the Codebreaker stuff over here with the Parsap on the field. Then we would have used the World Legacy World Chalice and the Parsap into an Appaloosa. So we would have had all the space to do our stuff over here. And while the actual 0 day being the level 4 that's under the Tornado Dragon, it would have stayed just off to the side somewhere away from arrows. And then we would have used World Chalice Guard Dragon to bring back Beckon instead, and then make the Tornado Dragon that way. So, all in all, that's still a good setup. You've got to get a little greedy with the Ningirsu just to draw. Really, you could set some similar stuff up like this without needing to go for Ningirsu and doing all that other stuff. You could have just started using all those bodies with the Hyperions and the tokens. You could have just made Dagda and started doing like Codebreaker stuff right then and there. Just made a live in a Phoenix and saved yourself some time. There's other things you can do if you don't want to go if you want to go for Counter Trap but don't want to go for, let's say, Dagda and stuff. You can make IP Masquerena and keep Masquerena on board and link one opponent's monster into this link 5. So that removes one. You would likely be using Live for another one, so that means you're getting rid of a second card with Live by shuffling it back to the deck, and when this is summoned, you turn off a monster on the field, turn off its effects, so that's actually 3 interactions in one go. You still have Appaloosa you gotta deal with. This card is unaffected by things that, unless it targets, and it can also negate things that reborn stuff out of the graveyard, so it's pretty good. If you don't want to go for like Cyclops and stuff and want to free up space like Dagda and stuff, you can take out Tornado Dragon and Dagda and you can put in Abyss Dweller for like just shut down the graveyard. Like you'll have options. You could even go as far, if you're scared of Virtual World and stuff, you can even go as far as to set Lancia with Dagda, since Lancia is still an artifact. And you summon the Lancia, you can even tribute the Lancia from the field, which is really, really nice. It's really flexible. If you don't like Open Venus and stuff, and if you still have access to World Legacy Chalice, and other monsters like unexpected dies and other like multiple bodies and stuff, you can still make Dagda and sets. If you have access to Tornado Dragon, then by all means. But if you don't, let's see, you can make IP and end on a couple monsters, so you can still make the Link 5, stuff like that. I'm partially like, dude, there's another build where you can do Guard Dragon, LP, and you can search like, let's say, Christia, and you can like do Fusion Trish and banish stuff. Then you can do the Codebreaker stuff and make it like it's old, and get Renod and get like the banish card to get just send like what was it, DDR, and go for Renod and add the DDR and summon back the banish card with your like the spell canceller is probably what you're gonna banish. Drop Christia to the field. Like there's so many options you still have with this deck. It's just the resiliency that's missing. Like, we need 3 Called by the Grave for starter. You need 3 Called by. Like, you have to stop certain cards from stopping key plays. You want certain plays to go through. Tactics Talent is good, but if Venus gets Failured or Imperm, you're not going anywhere. Unless you have, like, Unexpected Die and you already opened the World Chalice and stuff in your hand. Like, I'm thinking about playing, like, Torn Skills is a way to have another decent normal summon in this deck, to where you can Torn Skills into Boots and make your Link 2. You can make, like, let's see. You can make your IP that way. You can make Dagda, and you can probably go for level 4 stuff. So, who knows? All I know is I'm gonna do more testing with this. So look out, guys. This cat is getting very annoying now. Yeah, this is a good start. So, yeah, thank you guys for being patient with me. All right, guys, that is the combo tutorial. See, told you guys. There's a lot of things you can do with the deck still. I even gave you other options as to what you can do and set things up. Trish Fusion, the Guard Dragon stuff. Look at your opponent's extra deck. Rip the best card from your extra deck. Set up no spell so you can protect yourself from Droplet, Dark Ruler. So if you don't want to go for Live and what was it? The Counter Trap, you can go for a Spell Canceller lock with Christia, and it's still really good. So this cat, bro. Thank you so much for watching. This is J Money, and I am signing out. I can't help but to wonder.